Yeah, we would think, but not when you include some
Curricular activities,
curricular
allegedly.
activities.
I don't
You
know.
know,
I don't know.
we don't know.
We don't know.
But this is what the streets is saying.
That's what she's saying.
We're just
That's what she's
it.
saying. The streets ain't saying that.
You know, but at the end of the day, let's brighten it up. Because guess what? Let's be real. That's Saweetie, because she's Saweetie. But it's a lot of y'all girls out here that ain't even a Saweetie.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all selling that for that money. Mm-hmm. You know, and y'all really doing the escort thing.
Saweetie is a real beautiful girl. I'm talking about beautiful girl. The type of girl that men would want to put on their arm and take her around and show her off, right? Definitely. She's definitely a looker, right? You know, but she's one of these girls that came out that, you know, she had a couple songs like My Type, Best Friend, and all that kind of, you know, all those kind of songs that the girls rock to. But she doesn't have a lot of talent. So at some point, Pretty Privilege goes out of the door. Well, we know that she has a whole bunch of allegations about her getting them cheeks busted wide open overseas for some change. A couple years ago, she was on Hot 97 at the radio station, and she said this.
I saw it on TikTok. They were like, they talk about pretty privilege, but they don't talk about pretty punishment. There's been so many times I've just been counted out, and I know that it's behind animosity. I know it's because of a hidden agenda, but it makes me work harder. But this has happened like my whole life. So it's like what I deal with in the industry is just, you know, different face and case.
Oof.
Now, she's talked about this thing called pretty privilege, which we all know exists, right? And we know that pretty privilege will get you selected first. Pretty privilege, especially in the black community with lighter skin is, you know, a lot of times it's selected first. It is what it is, whether people like it or not. But that still exists. And pretty privilege is a thing, right? But she also talked about pretty punishment, right? Where she was saying that she's held accountable for being pretty, right? She's hated on for being pretty, right? And a lot of people took umbrage with this when they heard her say this, right? So Funky Dineva, he heard her say this, and he said this.
If I'm being perfectly honest, pretty privilege is what got you as far as it did, and you got the nerve to sit up and talk about pretty punishment. No, sweetie, you are a prime example of pretty will get you through the door, but it won't keep you there. Coupled with the fact that, sweetie, yes, by every stretch of the imagination, you are a beautiful girl. You are. If a call you ugly, they're a hating ass liar. But love, you ain't the only pretty girl in the industry. When you first came out, you had some songs that were getting a lot of heavy airplay. But what happened, sweetie, during the time that you came out, which is good for the industry, but bad for lackluster talent, is a lot of girls came out at the same damn time. Everybody wants to do it. So many people are doing it, but the cream rises to the top.
So Funky Dineva was basically saying that pretty got you in the door, but pretty ain't gonna keep you. Basically, you came out around a time when a whole bunch of women came out, right? And everybody was dropping albums, and you had some traction, right? People were singing your songs all over the country. But at some point, you have to have talent to keep you in the door, and the cream rises to the top. So you're not the only pretty girl in the industry. There's other pretty girls in the industry that got nice booties. You know what I'm saying? The other men like to tune in to watch. The other women want to copy, emulate, that can sell products. You know how this thing go. They sell a dream to other women for women to sell products, and they use you. They use people like you, right? But you're not the only one. So the cream rises to the top, and you didn't have what it takes to remain in the industry to keep making money, where the corporations would want to invest in you, right? So then we bring in this woman, Maybach May. And Maybach May is supposed to be like this international madam that's, she's known for hooking women up to sell that cooch, right, internationally. And she makes money off of it. The women got to pay. The person she hooks them up with, they got to pay, right? So she allegedly hooked Saweetie up with this dude, Sancho, this international soccer player, and she was supposed to get her money. But whatever happened, they end up getting together. He ended up boat racing them cheeks, soccer style, ran all kinds of soccer plays on them cakes. She fell in love. They end up cutting Maybach May off. So Maybach May, she blow up the whole business. Now, this is the whole thing to me that's weird, though. If you're running international cheek selling, Where's the feds? Where's the police? You mean to tell me that nobody got locked up? So this guy Jadon Sancho was supposed to pay Maybach May, and then Saweetie was supposed to pay her. Because she didn't get her cheese, she got upset and started blowing up the whole thing, and everything went viral to the point where now Saweetie was known for selling them cakes internationally, right? And all hell broke loose. So now academics was reporting on this, all kinds of the shade room. Everybody was talking about is Saweetie selling cheats, right? So this is what academics was saying.
I blow the business up because you didn't get your cut from one of your workers, so to speak. If you don't know, she first exposed Saweetie because she introduced, and we're going to get to that, she introduced Saweetie to a soccer player. The soccer player start rocking with Saweetie. Apparently he liked her more than just ever and looked like he might be taking her serious, but she's mad because she's like, yo, not only did I do a hookup, I did matchmaker because y'all now linking and y'all might be taking each other serious. I did this for money. Where is my cut?
So her and this woman, Maybach May, you know, the one with the horrible BBL, they were going back and forth online, basically just letting out, spilling all the tea, right? But then Maybach May, she went to social media and she said this: I want to make one thing clear. I booked her for an appearance to visit the Chelsea Stadium and support the soccer team as my last post shows. Instead of paying me, she fell in love with the client and told him not to pay me. I was a road manager with her getting her deals. I was silent to this girl. She got what she wanted and never paid me. Simple. I want my money, right? This thing gets real goofy. Then she said, blank witchcraft and liquor is a hell of a mix. Send me my bread home record. Now, this is the thing, right? When you deal with these entertainers and these rappers, a lot of them, you know, they make their money from concert tours, record sales, brand deals, streaming. They make their money from a whole bunch of different ways that they can make money, especially in today's times, right? But she hasn't been popping for a while. She hasn't been selling records, right? So then you get this thing called, they like to call it in today's time, yacht girls. And these yacht girls, they like to go on yachts with these very, very rich men and, you know, say that these men are paying them for their time. No, you're being paid to be flipped upside down, twirled all around. And they can call it yacht girls today. But back in the day before social media, we would go down to Miami and rent out the yachts and have yacht parties and be clapping in the bathrooms, clapping on the floors. That's why I say a lot of y'all moms today that saved, sanctified, and delivered today, man, your mama was, you know what, back in the day, she was running wild with everybody else, right? She in the church now, and right, but you go back to the 90s, we was doing the same thing, having yacht parties, and there was a lot of clappage going on, a whole lot of clappage, trust me, right? So they can call it yacht girls, there's whole girls on it doing a lot of weird things on these boats for money, right? So this one woman, she was talking about it by saying this.
On my own. Fast forward to 2017. Remember that friend I mentioned who was an ESCORT? Told me about this thing called yachting. It's when girls go on a yacht, sometimes one or many rich men. They are paid to stay on that yacht to entertain and be companions to these men. She was gonna do it for the first time, so she told me that she would let me know how it went. A month later, she comes back home. You guys want to guess how much she was paid? She got paid $80,000 to spend a week on a boat, traveling the Greek islands, eating really good food, and she even got a diamond bracelet out of it. When I asked her what she had to do, she just raised her eyebrows. She didn't say anything, but she told me that she had a great time and that luckily the guy who hired her was pretty young and very attractive.
So this woman is explaining basically the stuff that these girls do. Now, she was saying that she had got some brand deals, but it wasn't enough to pay her bills, wasn't enough for her to take care of her family. She wasn't making enough. But then this woman explained to her how she got this bracelet. She got $80,000 to spend a weekend getting every last one of her hoes boat raced, right? Bust wide open. Right? Because for 80 grand, she was doing some strange things, right? On this boat. And she was saying she was just happy that the guy was young, he was attractive. When she left with a bracelet that was worth 80, she made 80K. She left with a bracelet that was worth a lot of money. But these women, listen, if a woman is sleep with a guy for $300-400 that work at Kenny Shoes, right? Imagine what she'd do when she get on a boat with a bunch of millionaires. She'll do all kinds of stuff and come home and keep it a secret. But to the point where today, most of these women, they don't even keep it a secret. They broadcast being a garden tool. They don't care. So y'all can call it yacht girls all you want. I know what it is. It's no different than what we was doing at the Freaknik, Memorial Day weekend in Cancun. Remember, Nelly said we got secrets that don't leave Cancun. Yeah, we was doing all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that was your mom twerking on that box Chevy right down there in Atlanta back in '94. Yeah, it's the same thing, man. It's just the same thing that we was doing in our time, y'all doing now, man. Y'all just got these fancy names for them, right? But now this story kind of was going away down by the wayside for a while until Sukihana came and she said this about Saweetie.
But you ever sold photo for real? Like, serious question. Or you just, it makes for good music?
Yeah. All of them, especially these, like Saweetie. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even trying to be funny or like Saweetie. People will really more if you just live in your truth, because a lot of the ghetto girls like me, well, a lot of the girls, black community, everybody, they be trying to get into, and that the reason why they like double dutch, like they jump in, they jump out, because they don't believe you. So when you be making your bops, they should be like, they be thinking that you like a fake ghetto girl, and it's just because they can't figure you out. And it's like selling that ass, whatever you doing, like that's what you do. Right. But you just need to say what doing, because that little bit of authenticity that they don't feel like you give it, like they want that from you. Whatever you is, like you keep saying you're a Cancer, that's all. We need more than that. You selling that ass.
Yeah. To stop rapping and just say, hey, I sell.
No. I don't think she should stop. I don't think she should stop rapping. I just feel like whatever just live in your truth. Whatever you do.
Right.
Whether you do that vibe, whatever to do, just live in your truth. That's why I got fans, because I say what I did. I know can't nobody ever really call me out on nothing, because I already said it. I already did it.
No, I love that you live in your truth.
Yeah.
So what it costs? Oh,
yeah. So when I was in the hood, you feel me?
Okay.
Yeah, like
in the hood. Okay. you rich now.
Yeah, but you know, everybody. I feel like at the end of the day, you know, some of these put money on the counter, on the dresser type of, and then somebody like, oh, court me, you know, or getting flued out. You feel me? And then that's all in the same circle.
Right.
And see, a lot of people see what Sukihana said and say that Sukihana's hating. Not me. I'm an OG in the game. I get it. Sukihana is just telling the truth. Hoes, no hoes. Garden tools, no garden tools. She's telling you how the industry works. And see, this is the thing. Let's not be fake. In this reality, listen, you got women that are garden tools. That's just what they do. You can be mad at them, but I respect Sukihana for being honest about what it is that she do. She ain't lying. She said, this is what we do, right? This is what I do. I ain't double dutching in and out, right? I respect the game. That ain't somebody that, you ain't got to wife her up. But let's not act like homeboys don't mess with garden tools. Garden tools are useful at times. It is what it is, right? Then you got girls out here that act like they ain't, right? They portrayed to be something that they're not. And that's all Sukihana is saying. And she's saying a lot of these women in the industry, this is what they do in order to get on. This is what they do. They come in front to you like they're not that. But this is what it is. Sukihana just say, this is who I am, whether you like it or not. I don't have, you ain't got to like it, but I respect the honesty. So when you deal with somebody like a Saweetie, remember, she came out portraying this certain image, right, to women. I got the luxury, I got the furs, I got the diamonds, I got all this. She got to maintain that image. And a lot of these women out here do anything that they can do to maintain that image. It's like when they messing with the dope boy in the street and he get locked up. They need somebody else to come in now and pick up where he left off, because they got that image. They riding around in the Range Rover. They got they taking trips. They got all the latest brands, right? You go away, yeah, she might come see you in jail, but she blowing the next dude from cross town. Somebody else got to come. When she falling off, that next dude got to make a win again. That's the game. The game is the game. So she promoted this image. And a lot of these girls out here that look like her, some of them are the biggest garden tools out here, because they mistake options for opportunities. They have a lot of opportunities to become wives, but they got so many men in their DMs and in their ears, man, they think that lifestyle is going to be like that forever. So they running around messing with all kinds of men, because there's a lot of men out here that's willing to give you extras out the pot, right? When I cook that thing up and I got extras in the pot, yeah, I'll give you a couple dollars for you to come do some strange things for me, then send you on your way, boomerang you to the next dude. So you end up getting monkey branched around, riding the cop carousel for so long, and then listen, you see a lot of girls that look like her. By the time they get to 42, they got 3-4 kids by different men, no husband, and they done been passed around because they had so many options. because of what they look like, but they never had the opportunities of being a wife because nobody took them serious to want to wife them. That's just the way this game go, man. So Sukihana's just being honest enough to tell you the truth. This is what these women do. Women that look like her, right, that ain't wifed up, I'm already scratching my head like, I don't know about this. I'm already scratching my head. So where there's smoke, there's fire, man. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I've been around long enough, man. I got enough life experience. I done seen this. I done been to this party. I done seen this stuff 1,000 times over, man. 1,000 times over. She has to do certain things in order to maintain that image that she presented to the people. And that's just what it is. Because this generation, even in my generation, they was more worried about what people thought about them than their own well-being and their actually internal selves. I have to keep presenting this image in order to be loved and liked. But that's just my opinion. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.